English word. Account. Account balance. Accountant. Accountants. Accounting. Accounting assumptions, postulates. Accounting changes. Accounting concepts. Accounting constraints. Accounting cycle. Accounting elements. Accounting equation. Accounting income. Accounting information. Accounting objectives. Accounting period, periodicity. Accounting policies. Accounting principles. Accounting Principles Board, APB. Accounting procedures. Accounting research bulletins. Accounting standards. Accounting system. Accounts payable. Accounts receivable. Accrual accounting. Accrual basis of accounting. Accrued expenses. Accrued revenues. Accumulated depreciation. Acquisition cost. Actual basis of accounting. Adjusted trial balance. Adjusting entry. Adjustment. Administrative expenses. Adverse opinion. Allocation. Allowance. Allowance for doubtful account. American Accounting Association. American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, ICPA. Amortization. Annual financial statements. Annual reports. Assets. Assurance services. Attribute. Audit report. Auditing. Auditor. Available for sale securities. Bad debts. Balance sheet. Bargain purchase option. Basic accounting assumptions. Basic accounting principles. Basis of consolidation. Board of Directors. Bonds discount. Bonds premium. Bonds. Book value. Budget. Business entity. Business transaction. Business combination. Buyer/lessor. Call provision. Capital. Capital account. Capital expenditure. Capital expenditures. Capital gains. Capital leases. Capital losses. Capital. Capitalization. Capitalization of leases. Carrying value. Cash basis of accounting. Cash budget. Cash equivalents. Cash flow. Cash flow from operations. Cash flow statement. Cash flows. Cash inflows. Cash outflows, use of cash. Cash. Certified public accountant. Chartered accountant. Classification. closing exchange rate, collected payments, combined financial statements, common stockholders, common stock, company, comparability, comparable data, comparative balance sheet, comparative financial statements, comparative income statement, completed contract method, compliance audit, components of shareholders' equity, conceptual formulation, conceptual framework, conservation, conservatism, prudence, conservatism, consolidation, consistency, consistency principle, consistency, consolidated accounting entities, consolidated financial statements, consolidation procedures, consolidated balance sheet, constant dollar financial statements, construction revenues, contingent gains and losses, contingent liability, contingency, contra account, contributed capital, control, controlling enterprise, controlling interest, conversion, convertible bonds, convertible stock preferred, copyright, corporate earnings, corporation, cost, cost-to-cost basis, cost/benefit relationship, cost estimates, cost of goods sold, cost principle, cost recovery method, credit, creditors, current non-current method, current assets, current assets, current cost accounting, current cost approach, current cost, current exchange rate, current liabilities, current purchasing power, current rate method, data collection, date of declaration, date of payment, date of record, dealers, debenture bonds, debit, drive, debt securities, debtors, deferred expenditure, deferred gross profit, deficit, departmental contribution margin, depletion, depreciable cost, depreciation, depreciation expense, depreciation methods, design, development, direct cost, direct costing system, direct financing leases, U.S., direct method, direct ownership, direct quotation, disclaimer of opinion, disclosure, discontinued operations, discount, discount premium, discount rate, dividend, drilling, e-commerce, earn surplus, earning of revenue, earnings, earnings per share, EPS, economic benefits, economic entities, economic entity assumption, economic life, effective interest method, effective interest rate, entity concept, entry value method, equipment, equity, owner's equity, equity method, equity securities, estimated liability, estimated price, evidence, exchange conversion losses, exchange rates, exchange transaction, executory cost, exit value method, expected loss on contract, expenditure, expense, exploration, exposed net asset position, extraction, extractive industries, extraordinary items, fair value, feedback value, Financial Accounting Standards Board, FASB, financial forecast, finance charge, finance lease, UK, financial accounting, financial assets, financial liabilities, financial reporting, financial statements, financing activities, first in first out, FIFO, fiscal year, fixed asset depreciable cost, fixed price contracts, foreign currencies, foreign currency statements, foreign exchange rate, foreign transaction, format, forward exchange contract, forward or future exchange rate, franchise agreement obligations, free exchange rate, freight in, full disclosure principle, functional currency, functional requirements, funds, future benefits, gains, general price index, general price level adjusted historical cost, GPLA, general price level, generally accepted accounting principles, GAAP, generally accepted auditing standards, GAAS, GNP implicit price deflator, going concern, continuity, goodwill, gross income, gross investment, gross margin percentage, gross profit, group intercompany transactions, guarantee allowance, guaranteed residual value, hedging, held to maturity securities, hire purchase, hire sale, historical cost, historical exchange rate, holding company, holding gains, holding losses, identifiable, impairment, impairment of securities, implicit interest rate, lessor, improvement, inception of the lease, income, net income, income statement, income tax, income, incremental borrowing rate, lessee, independent, indirect method, indirect ownership, indirect quotation, industry practice, inflation, inflation accounting, information risk, initial direct costs, initial franchise fee, input method, installment purchase, installment sale, intangible asset, intangible assets, intangible, integral periods, intercompany elimination, intercompany liabilities, intercompany transactions, interest, interim financial statements, reports, internal accounting standards, IAS, internal auditing, internal control system, Internal Revenue Service, IRS, International Accounting Standards Committee, IASC, International Standards on Auditings, ISAs, Inventory, Investing Activities, Investment, Journal, Last in first out, Lease payment receivable, Lease payments, Lease term, Leased asset, Leasee, Legal life, Lessor, Letters of credit, Leverage, Liabilities, Local currency, Long-term assets, Long-term liabilities, Long-term construction contracts, Long-term investment, Long-term liabilities, Lower of cost or market, LCM, rule. Maintenance of nominal capital, Maintenance of real capital, Majority, Market, Market research, Market testing, Market value, Marketable debt securities, Marketable equity securities, Matching principle, Material misstatement, Materiality, Maturity date, Maturity, Measurement basis, Measurement bias, Measurement unit, Merchandise inventory, Minimum lease payments, Minority interest, Mix of sales, Molds, Monetary non-monetary method, Monetary items, Monetary unit assumption. Monetary. Mortgage. Multinational corporations. Net assets. Net cash flows. Net income. Net investment. Net realizable value. Net realizable value. Net working capital. Neutrality. Nominal value. Non-interest-bearing note. Non-cancelable leases. Non-controlling interest. Non-monetary items. Normal capacity. Notes payable. Notes receivable. Objectivity. Official or fixed rate. Operating activities. Operating expenses. Operating income. Operating leases. Operation. Operational audit. Organization cost. Organization period. Other than temporary impairment. Output method. Owner's equity. Paid in capital. Parent company. Partnership. Patent. Peer review. Pension. Percentage of completion method. Percentage of completion principle. Periodic inventory system. Pilot plants. Planning. Plant assets. Plant. Post-balance sheet events. Pre-operating cost. Prediction. Predictive value. Preferred stock. Premium. Prepaid expenses. Prepaid insurance. Price index. Price level changes. Prior period adjustments. Processes. Production lines. Productive life. Profit margin. Profit maximization. Profit. Profitability. Promissory note. Property. Prototypes. Public accountant. Purchase allowance. Purchase discount. Purchased goodwill. Purchases allowances. Purchases returns. Purchases. Qualified opinion. Qualifying assets. Qualitative characteristics of accounting information. Qualitative. Quality control. Quantitative. Quantity discount. Readily determinable fair value. Readily marketable securities. Realizable value. Realization. Realization principle. Realized holding gains and losses. Realized income. Related party transactions. Relevance. Reliability. Reliable. Rent. Replacement cost. Reporting currency. Representation. representational faithfulness, research, reserves, residual value, responsibility accounting, retained earnings, returns, revaluation, revenue, revenue estimates, revenue from franchises, revenue realization, revenue realization principle, revenues, risk, routine or periodic alterations, sale, type leases, U.S., sale leasebacks, sale with right to return, sales allowances, sales discount, sales returns, sales, salvage value, second-degree relatives, Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, segment, segmental reporting, seller/lessee, selling expenses, selling price, settlement date, shareholders, stockholders, shareholders' equity, short-term contracts, significant influence, similar asset, sister company, specific unit cost method, spot rate, standard costs, statement of changes in owner's equity, statements of financial accounting standards, FASB, statements on auditing standards, SAS, stock authorization and issuance, stock dividends, stock premiums, stock, strategic systems audit, strategy, subsidiary, subsidiary company, tax, taxation, technical feasibility, techniques, temporal method, timeliness, tools, trade discount, transaction, transaction adjustments, transaction date, transfers between categories of investments, translated financial statements, translation gains, translation losses, trial balance, uncertainty, unconfirmed, unrealized, profits, losses, understandability, unearned interest revenue, unearned revenue, unguaranteed residual value, unit of measure, unrealized holding gains and loss, unrealized loss, unrealized profit, unrealized gain, utilities expenses, valuation, verifiability, voting stock, weighted average method, wholesale price index, wholly owned subsidiary, working capital, working papers, worksheet, yield,